At my daughter's school pickup, another parent asked, "Isn't it weird your nanny drives a more expensive car than you?" I forced a laugh while watching my daughter climb into the Tesla Model X. "She's very good with investments," I said. The truth was much simpler and much more complicated. The woman everyone assumed was my nanny was actually my mother, but I couldn't tell anyone that, not after what we'd done. 6 months earlier, Mom had shown up at my door at 2 a.m. with a black eye and a duffel bag. "I left him," she said. My stepfather owned half the commercial real estate in our city. He also had a temper that got worse with age and used Mom as his personal punching bag. For 20 years, she'd stayed, hidden bruises under designer clothes. That night was different. He went after Chloe, she whispered. Chloe was my half-sister, 15 years old. The only good thing to come from Mom's marriage to that monster. Mom's escape plan was brilliant. For years, she'd been skimming from household accounts. Small amounts, random patterns. Money that disappeared into cryptocurrency, bounced through exchanges until untraceable. She'd learned from YouTube tutorials after my stepfather passed out drunk. By the time she left, she had 1.2 million hidden away. The problem was my stepfather's reach, his connections, the private investigators he'd already hired. "They'll find me," Mom said. That's when I suggested the unthinkable. What if she hid in plain sight? The next morning I posted, "Looking for a live-in nanny, Spanish-speaking preferred." Mom had grown up in Mexico City. Her accent had faded after decades of my stepfather insisting she speak properly, but she could bring it back. We created Catalina Reyes, recent widow, references from families in Mexico, all fake numbers forwarding to burner phones I controlled. We dyed her blonde hair back to black, replaced designer clothes with Target basics. The transformation was stunning. My sophisticated mother became invisible to her former social circle. She moved into our guest room, started picking up my daughter from school. At school functions, she'd stand with other nannies while my stepfather's friends walked past without a glance. Once, his business partner's wife asked her to fetch a forgotten purse. Mom smiled, said, "Of course, senora," and did it. The hardest part was Chloe. We told everyone she was at boarding school in Switzerland. Really, she was taking online classes from my basement, only leaving after dark. The Tesla was Mom's one rebellion. "If I'm going to pretend to be the help," she said, "I'm going to be well-paid help." She'd bought it with crypto, registered to her fake identity. Other parents whispered constantly. Some assumed I was paying too much. Others created theories. Rich family back home, successful ex-husband. No one suspected the truth. Everything worked perfectly until last Tuesday. I was at the grocery store when I saw him, my stepfather, looking older and meaner. His new girlfriend, young enough to be his daughter, clutched his arm. I pulled my cap lower and turned away. Then I heard his phone call. The DNA matches. She's definitely still in the area. My blood went cold. Hair from her daughter's dance recital. The PI pulled it from her car seat. A pause. The 5-year-old. My daughter. They'd tested my daughter's DNA. If we find the kid, we find them both. Check every school in a 50-mile radius. I abandoned my cart and drove home in panic. Mom was in the kitchen, helping my daughter with crafts, laughing, covered in glitter. "We need to run," I said. Mom saw my face. "He found us?" "Close." She stood, glitter falling like snow. "I'm tired of running." That's when my daughter said something that changed everything. "Why does Grandpa Richard want to hurt Abuela?" We froze. She'd never called Mom Abuela before, never mentioned Richard. "What did you say, baby?" She kept coloring. "The man at school asked about Abuela, showed me pictures, said Grandpa Richard misses her." Mom grabbed my arm. "What man?" "The nice one with candy. He comes every day now." I couldn't fit what happens next in this short video, watch the rest down below.